Hello and welcome to the University of North Florida. My name is Latonio Nichols and I am an admissions counselor from the Office of Admissions here at UNF. Are you excited to be here? I didn't hear anything. Are you excited to be here? Make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. Again, thank you so much for joining us here in the Office of Admissions. I am an admissions counselor. And as an admissions counselor, I am able to assist you with all things in regards to the application and admissions process. So that could be submitting the application, submitting those documents that goes along with that application, and helping you take care of those next steps after being admitted into the university. Today, I'm going to give you a brief presentation that goes over some of that general information regarding the admissions process, including those next steps after being admitted. Following that, you'll be all set and ready for your tour. All right, let's get started. So first, I'm going to discuss our national tuition waiver. So this is our great opportunity for any out-of-state student to receive a reduced tuition rate. Starting this past summer, we were able to implement this great opportunity for students where if you meet any of the criteria that are shown on this slide, you could be eligible to receive this tuition waiver. For more information, definitely feel free to go to our website, search National Tuition Waiver, and you'll be able to see additional information there. So here at the University of North Florida, we do have different types of applicants. So depending on how you apply, there could be different materials that will be required for that application process. So we have our first time in college students and our transfer students. If you're currently in high school and you're earning credits via dual enrollment classes, AP courses, IB or ACE courses, because those credits are being earned while in high school, you are still considered a first time in college student for that application process. You're not considered a transfer student until you've earned at least 12 college credits after high school graduation. So again, we highlight that difference because there are different requirements depending on how you apply. So first, we're going to review our first time in college student application materials. Now, our application opens every year on June 1st, the summer following 11th grade. So if you're a rising senior, you are eligible to submit that application right now. So of course, we're going to need that online application. There are two ways in which we can receive it. You can either go online to our website, unf.edu/apply. You can find the application there, or you can submit an application via the Common application. Of course, that main difference is with the Common app, you can apply to multiple schools at one time, whereas just going to our website will be applying just solely to the University of North Florida. Next is an application fee. So for our application review process, we do have an application fee payment requirement of $30. Or if you are eligible, you can submit the application fee waiver. I encourage you to get in touch with your guidance counselor at your high school, and they'll be able to give you further information regarding submitting that application fee waiver to us. Next is your high school transcript. So our preferred way of receiving your transcript is via the SSAR, the Self-Reported Student Academic Record. It's a database where you as a student are able to enter the names of the courses that you took in high school, the grades that were earned in those classes, how many credits you earned, as well as letting us know if it was a regular course, honors, AP, dual enrollment. You yourself are able to provide all of that information on that SSAR. Once you create it, you are then able to link it to your UNF application, and that only takes 24 to 48 hours. So that's why we really prefer that method because it assists in processing your application much faster. However, we can also accept that high school transcript electronically directly from your high school office. The last requirement for the application process is test scores. SAT and or ACT test scores are required for review of your application. Once we receive all of this information, after receiving the final material from this list, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks of processing, and then you are rendered a decision of admission for the university. All right, so GPAs are recalculated and weighted based on these required courses. Once students get ready to start here with the University of North Florida, you are required to have completed 4 English credits, 4 math credits at Algebra 1 or higher, 3 natural science credits, 3 social science credits, and 2 sequential foreign language credits, Spanish 1 into Spanish 2, just to give you an example. Additionally, if you are taking any honors courses, AP, IB, ACE, dual enrollment classes, honors courses, you can receive additional weight added to your GPA for that recalculation. However, you must have a grade of C or higher in those courses. On this slide is our academic profiles, our mid-ranges for both our fall and our summer terms. Now, provided here, it's just the middle 50% of the types of students that we have here at our university. What does that mean? We admit above and below the ranges provided on the slide. Again, we admit above and below these ranges. This is solely just to give you all an idea of the types of students that we have here academically. I would also like to highlight with the test scores for the SAT and the ACT, we do super score, meaning we take the best subsection scores into consideration for the application process. That's going to be a great benefit for you, not only in terms of the application review process for rendering that decision, but also for scholarship opportunities. We do have some merit-based scholarships that are based on test scores as well as transcript information. So it's certainly in your favor to retest, take those tests multiple times and send in all of those scores so that they can be reviewed and considered with your application. Preparing as a junior, if I have anyone here in their junior year taking classes, getting ready for the ultimate senior year and completing high school. Of course, it's time to start buckling down and looking into college and getting ready to start those application processes. Of course, taking the SAT and the ACT is a major part of that process. So we're certainly encouraging you to begin taking those tests. That way, once you get to senior year, it's very easy for you to retest. You have a little bit more familiarity with those tests. You're comfortable with maybe which one you might test better in. And so that way you're just better prepared as you start early with that junior year. Again, as a reminder, our application opens every year on June 1st. Again, that summer following 11th grade. So after your junior year ends, you are then able to submit an application with the University of North Florida. The last bullet point here on the slide is apply in July. This is our on-the-spot admissions decision event where we render rising seniors admissions decisions for being admitted into the University of North Florida. This is certainly a highlight in our office every summer for getting ready for that upcoming year. We definitely encourage all rising seniors to take a part of this opportunity, submit those applications, submit those materials, and see if you can get admitted before you even start 12th grade. So next, we're going to discuss a little bit about our transfer students and their application materials. So if you're coming in with 12 to 59 credit hours that were earned after high school graduation, you would be considered a lower level transfer when applying to the university. For students in this case, the application materials are pretty similar to our first time in college students. However, there are a couple differences. As a transfer student, you can no longer use the common application, so you must go online to our website to submit the UNF online application from there. Additionally, we will need your college transcripts, and we must receive those transcripts from every institution in which you've earned those college credits. If you're coming in instead as an upper level transfer, 60 or more credit hours that were earned after high school graduation, we no longer need your high school information or your test scores. All we need is an application, again, submitted from our website, an application fee payment or an application fee waiver, and those college transcripts. On this slide is our general admissions deadlines. So here at the University of North Florida, we have both an application deadline and a materials deadline. The application deadline is the last day that a student can submit an application for the University of North Florida and that desired start term. The materials deadline, however, materials being your transcripts, your test scores, your application fee or that fee waiver, any of that information that goes supplementally with that application. You want to make sure that we have received all of those materials by the provided materials deadline so that we can honor your application for your desired start term. Here at the university, we also have some limited and selective admissions programs. These programs are special because there could be additional admissions requirements, or they may have different deadlines that are separate from the deadlines that were on that previous slide. If you're interested in any of these programs that are on this slide, definitely feel free to scan that QR code or visit the link, and you'll be able to find additional information there. All right, so next steps. Here's the really important information. Once you submitted that application, you've waited the 6 to 8 weeks after we've received all of those materials, and then you receive your offer of admission. What do you do next? All right, so first is submitting the admissions decision reply form, and that's going to be found in your application portal. So the application portal is the home where students are able to check on the status of that application, as well as upload any additional materials for that application. When you submit the admissions decision reply form, that's your way of letting us know your plan after receiving that decision. So maybe you're still undecided. You may have some other college opportunities on the table and you're not sure that you want to attend the university. You can let us know with that form. Or if you know that you're going to attend the university, you can also go ahead and give us the heads up with that admissions decision reply form. The next important step is applying for UNF scholarships. Now, I mentioned earlier, we do have some merit-based scholarships, and those scholarships, again, are based solely on your transcript information as well as your test score information that is provided during that application process. Those particular scholarships are automatically granted to students directly from our scholarship office. However, we do have additional UNF-specific scholarships that you can apply for after being admitted into the institution. So that's why it's extremely important to start that application process early so that you receive that decision and then you're able to move forward with these important next steps. For more information on our scholarship programs, feel free to visit that link, unf.edu/scholarships. Next is completing the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. This particular application opens every year on October 1st, with UNF having a priority consideration deadline of October 15th. So if you're interested in having the most consideration for that financial aid, please make sure that your application for UNF and your FAFSA have been submitted by October 15th. However, if you missed that deadline, that's okay. You'll still be able to submit that application and we'll still be able to review you to see how much financial aid you'll be able to receive. The last bullet point here is applying for the Hicks Honors College. And this particular application will also be found in that applicant portal after you receive that decision. The Hicks Honors College is our honors program that we have here at the university, where it maximizes your educational experience. So there are additional opportunities for research, internship, community-based learning, and just really having the best experience educationally while being a student here at the university. I encourage all students to take a deep look into the Hicks Honors College. It'll definitely enhance your educational experience. For more information, go to our website and simply search Hicks Honors College and you'll find more information there. All right, so new student orientation. So new student orientation is how students officially commit to the university by registering. This registration typically opens every year around October, and we encourage students to submit that registration and say yes by spring break of senior year. However, if that's too soon, May 1st is going to be that expected deadline where we're hoping that you have committed to the university. You're going to say yes, right? Yes? Okay, I'm looking forward to you saying yes. I'm hoping to see you on campus. But again, registration for orientation is required if you're planning to attend the university. Orientation is a great experience where students get to come to campus, stay in one of our residence halls overnight. You get to meet other incoming freshmen, your first year mentor, and you'll also get signed up for those classes and get a great look into what it's going to be like to be a UNF Osprey. That's everything that I wanted to share with you on today. I hope that I shared some great information for you as you continue to go forward in that application process. And if you haven't applied and you're able to apply, make sure you submit that application as soon as possible so that you can get rendered that decision. But if you have any questions for the Office of Admissions, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We would be more than happy to assist you. And also, please follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at UNF Admissions. Stay up to date on all things UNF. Thank you so much for joining us again here at the university. I hope that you have a wonderful campus tour. See you soon.